Good morning, everybody. Hi there. I'm just getting you all admitted. Welcome to the class. There's Paula, Sylvia. Nice to see some regular faces. Here's Kathy. We'll just give it a couple of minutes and then we'll get cracking, we'll get started. So I'm going to keep you all on mute. And then I will, at the end of the session, we've got half an hour, I will open the call up for any questions. Rebecca, Alex, make sure you've got space around you. Floor, you don't have to have a floor. Well, obviously, hopefully you've got a floor. You don't have to have space on the floor. We can do stuff on a chair. But if you've got floor, that's great. If you've got mat and got space around you, that's excellent. Okay, just a couple more and then we will get cracking. It's nice to see some new faces and some old faces as well. Two more. This person's best prezi ever, this person is called. Let's see who best prezi ever. Can everyone hear me okay? So all clear? Yeah. Thumbs up if you can hear me. Hi, Harry. Hi, Pat. Great, excellent turnout again. Flicky is here, Dave. Hi, Flicky. Hi, Dave. 30 more seconds and then we'll crack on. Everybody good? All well? Okay, let's get going. So get yourself comfortable. So the idea of this class, this session, some of you may have come to the sessions where I've presented some of the technical stuff and the science stuff. The idea of these Tuesday morning sessions is half an hour purely practical, practical breathing exercises to help focus the mind, to help bring clarity to the mind and get us set up for the day. It's your chance, it's your time to have time and space to yourself. So it really is tuning into yourself, looking after yourself, and preparing yourself for the day, for the rest of the day, for the rest of the week. The exercises we're going to be doing, some of them will be challenging. So I have to say at the very, very beginning that if you are pregnant, if you've got any cardiovascular issues, if you've got high blood pressure, anxiety, any of the stronger breath hold exercises that we do, please do not do them. Everybody should just go to your own comfort zone. It's not about pushing. It's not about forcing. It's about understanding where you can take your body to. The exercises we'll do, some will be calming, some will be we're looking at rebalancing the nervous system, basically. So some of the exercises will be very calming, and then the others will be a little bit challenging. So some of them are bringing you into rest and recovery. Some of them are bringing you into more fight or flight, deliberately bringing you into fight or flight. The first thing I'd like you to do is literally just get yourself comfy. So if you're sitting on a mat or if you're sitting on a chair, just take your time just to get yourself comfy. Give the shoulders a little bit of a shake out. Get yourself on the seat, feet on the floor, and just take a couple of minutes to tune into the body. So notice if you have your feet on the floor, your connection to the ground. So just bring your brain into your feet. We spend a lot of our time with our mind in our head. So just bring your focus into the feet. Notice the top of the feet, the toes, maybe give the toes a little bit of a wiggle. Heels, how do the heels feel in connection to the ground? Ankles. And then lower legs, calves, front of the legs, the shins. Notice if you spot any places where you've got any unnecessary tension. And if you have, just focus on softening and relaxing. So knees, thighs, just coming up the body, back of the thighs, front of the thighs. Move around a bit. So I don't want to create any rigidity. It's not about locking anything. It's about softening, tuning in. Hips. Tummy. So come up to the tummy. If you're sitting, have you got any tension, any unnecessary tension in the tummy? Can you relax the front of the tummy, the hips, the bum muscles? Come into the lower back. Move up the spine. So visualize each of those vertebrae. Remember the spine segments, it's not a rod. So we have all of those vertebrae and this shape, lovely S shape as you go up the spine. Just imagine lengthening the spine upwards, creating space between each of those vertebrae. Shoulder blades, how do the shoulders feel? Shoulders relaxed, soft. Neck, where's the head? Is it sitting on top of the spine? Maybe give it a little side-to-side movement, forwards and back. Just gentle, soft, easy movement. Nothing forced, no excessive strain. Arms, come down the arms, the forearms, elbows, wrists, fingers. And just take a moment there just to tune in. Face, jaw, back of the skull to the nape of the neck. Just checking in, just scanning around the body. Any unnecessary tension that you may notice, just let go, soften and relax. Eyes, cheekbones, all of this space in the skull, about a third of your skull is cavity, nasal cavity. Feel all that space in the skull. And now just tune in to your breathing. How are you breathing? Where are you breathing? Just notice. Again, we're not changing anything. Just check in. So you might notice it in the nostrils, the air coming in and out through the nose. You might notice it in the belly. You might notice it in the chest. It's just checking out. It's just playing detective. Where do I notice my breath? And if your mind wanders, just gently guide it back to the breath. We're inquisitive. We want to think about different things, but give yourself this moment in time just to tune in and just gently guide your attention back to the breath, your focus back to the breath, your concentration back to the breath. Is it smooth? Is it rhythmical? Or is it maybe a little bit chaotic? Can you soften the breath? Can you make it lighter without changing anything, without controlling, without regulating? Can you calm the breath? Now just bring your attention to the nostrils. So I want you to really tune in. It's a really good physical place to notice the breath because you can tune in to that physical sensation. So be aware of the air as it enters the nostrils. And again, remember, you've got all of this space in the nasal cavity. So that air is entering the nostrils and it's going through all of this space in the face, at the front of the head. And you may even notice there's a slightly different temperature because as you breathe in, slightly cooler. And as you breathe out, can you notice that difference in temperature? So as you breathe in, just that slightly cooler air coming in through the nose. And as you breathe out, slightly warmer. Let's see if we can calm the breath even more. So just soften the breath even more. Let's keep it rhythmical. Let's keep it smooth. So you get that sense of smooth, easy, rhythmical breathing. If it starts to get a little bit chaotic, then don't worry. Just let it get a bit chaotic, but then just gently guide your attention back to the nostrils, that physical sensation, a very clear physical sensation of that slightly cooler air coming in through the nose and slightly warmer leaving. Smooth, soft, easy, effortless. You're not doing anything, it's just happening. The body is breathing for you. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put some regulation or some control to the breath. What is great about the breath is that it's automatic, so we don't have to think about it all of the time, which is quite useful. But at the same time, we can take over the control of it, so we can use it to our advantage to help rebalance our body, to bring our body back to balance. So what I'm going to ask you to do now is keep that easy, soft, light, slow, rhythmical breathing. But after the next normal out breath or the normal exhale, I'd like you just to pause the breath for a count of 5. So count in your own head. So you do a normal breath in, a normal breath out, and then you just pause 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you breathe again. Normal breath in, normal breath out, and pause 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'd like you to do 2 normal breaths in between. So everybody's doing this at their own comfortable pace. So the only bit you're adding control to is the pause at the end of the out breath. And we'll do 2 normal breaths in between. So you pause for 5 seconds at the end of every 3rd out breath. So let's just do that a few times. Keep it smooth, keep it soft, keep it light, keep it rhythmical. If it starts to feel stressful, just breathe comfortable, however you would breathe normally. The idea of this exercise or this practice is to bring you into parasympathetic, so that's rest and recovery. We spend too much of our time with all the stresses of modern day life in fight or flight, so we want to bring ourselves into rest and recovery. So let's do 2 more like that. So normal breath in, normal breath out. Pause for 5 seconds. Then when the breath is settled, just in your own time, normal breath in, normal breath out, and pause. You're just having a rest. It's quite nice actually. Just relaxing, softening, soften into it. Good. When you've done that, just breathe easy. If you need to take a sip of water, take a sip of water. If you need to shake the body out, shake the body out. Everybody okay? I'm just checking. I can see all on my iPad down there. Everybody looks all right. Nobody's passed out yet. Good. That's what we want. The idea of that exercise, of that practice, is to actually focus on normalizing the breathing. So what we're doing there is we're balancing out in terms of physiology, we're balancing out oxygen levels and CO2 levels. And what tends to happen is that if we're in like a chronic fight or flight all of the time, we don't quite have enough CO2 in our blood, or we're breathing a little bit too quick. So the idea is to rebalance the nervous system and rebalance the physiology. And it should feel quite relaxing. So it's not about breathing big volumes of air to calm down, because actually that's doing completely the opposite. If we look at improving our focus and our concentration, we want to be delivering more oxygen to the brain. And by actually getting our body in balance and getting the right levels of CO2 and O2 in the blood, that is going to be optimal oxygen delivery. So that will help with focus and that will help with concentration. So you're breathing, the idea is to breathe the right volume of air for what you're doing at that moment in time. If we're sitting, body's not doing much, we don't need big volumes of air. So with that practice, I want you to get that idea of almost like tolerable need for air. You want to be at that point where it feels like you could take a bigger breath, but you don't have to. And if you get to the point where you do need to take a bigger breath, then that's the point where you just stop that practice, because that's not the purpose of that practice. Okay, everybody feeling good? Let me check on the iPad. All look all right. That's the biochemistry, if we're talking about physiology, balancing the CO2 and the oxygen. So we don't want to be taking too much air into the body. We can breathe too much air. We've also got to focus on the biomechanics, because we want to be breathing deeply as well. We want to be breathing as deep as possible, but as light, the right volume of air as possible. So what I'd like you to do now is just put your hands on the side of your ribs. If you're comfortable sitting is fine. If you want to stand, you can stand. If you want to lie on the floor, you can lie on the floor. Make sure the shoulders are down and relaxed, so we haven't got the shoulders up on our neck like that. And just get the fingers in the back of the ribs there. So you can get your thumbs right in the back of the ribs there. So you're holding around the base of the ribs. And then just tune in, notice what's happening, not changing the breath, not doing anything different with the breath. So what is happening with the ribs? What happens when you take a breath in? Again, when you're taking a breath in, it's not a bigger breath, it's just a normal breath. What's happening in the belly? So ideally, what I'd like you to sense is as you breathe in, the rib cage almost swings out to the side. So you get that side or lateral movement. So I want you to visualize that you're breathing across the body. So as I breathe in, I'm breathing horizontally rather than vertically. Because what often happens, particularly if we're tense or we're anxious, is that the breath comes up here, we pull our belly in. So that's, I'll do that, I'll breathe in. You're actually then going into sort of like freeze mode or hold the breath. What I want you to think of is relax and let the belly be free and let the ribs swing out to the side. So I'm not belly breathing. I'm not doing this and using my belly to breathe. I'm just breathing in, and my ribs are expanding laterally out to the side. I'm breathing horizontally, and I breathe out and my ribs come back into the body. I'm not taking any bigger breaths. I'm just expanding and contracting. Expanding and contracting. So watch out for that, because I was guilty of this, is that I would breathe the wrong way around. So it's called paradoxical breathing. Is you breathe in and the diaphragm comes up, and you breathe out and the diaphragm goes into contraction. So it's breathing the wrong way around. So the majority of the breath is coming up here. But what we need is to get the whole rib cage expanding. You visualize all of those muscles, all of those tendons, those muscles and everything around the ribs. It was designed to expand and contract. So let's just follow 6 breaths in your own time, just feeling it expand and contract. Just as we were doing before. So the lips are lightly together, tongue resting on the roof of the mouth. Tuning in to true deep breathing. So I'm breathing slowly, light volume of air, don't need a big volume of air. I'm breathing deeply into the body. I'm not forcing, I'm not pushing, I'm just allowing it to happen. Relax any parts of the body where you might feel unnecessary tension. So you might feel tension in the neck. You might be gripping with your feet. Relax the feet. Just focus on the breath. See if you can feel that expansion in the back of the body as well. So focus on where your thumbs are and see if you can get the thumbs to expand outwards as well. So you're getting that space in the back of the body. We forget that we breathe in 3 dimensions. We forget the back of our body because we're seeing everything in front of us. So bring that breath into the back of the body. Still with exactly the same volume as we were breathing before. No bigger breaths. And follow 3 more breaths in your own time. Just breathing horizontally across the body, shoulders soft and relaxed. And when you've done that, just take a rest. Maybe give your hands a little bit of a shake out. Shoulders a little bit of a move. Grab a drink if you have something to drink, and then take your time to come up, if you've got room, to standing. So we're going to take a standing position. I'm just going to swap cameras. All okay? Can everybody see me okay, yeah? Fingers up. Thumbs up, fingers up, thumbs up. Right, let's give the body a little bit of a shake. So give the legs a little bit of a shake, the ankles a little bit of a shake. How are we doing time-wise? Oh, that's gone quick. Shake, 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 shake. Good. And just balance. Take your time to balance. So you've got your feet connected to the ground. That is 8:55. Is that half an hour? That's gone so quickly. Feet connected to the ground. Balance. Visualize your hips balanced over the ground. Nice and tall through the spine. We're going to add some breath hold exercises now. So, as I said at the very beginning, please do not do these exercises if you're pregnant, if you've got any cardiovascular issues, if you've got any high blood pressure. Make sure you've got plenty of space around you and that you're safe in the house. If you feel faint, if you feel dizzy, then you please do stop these exercises, because I'm not there with you to be able to help you if there's any problems. So please take it really, really easy. So challenge yourself, but don't push yourself too much. So what we're going to do is a normal breath in, a normal breath out, as we were doing before. And as we did before, we paused the breath for 5 seconds. Now, if you were comfortable with that, if that 5 seconds felt like that's easy, that's just light air hunger, then what I would like you to do is we'll pause the breath for 10 seconds. But rather than seconds, the easiest way to do that is just do steps 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you found 5 seconds quite challenging, just go for 5 steps. Okay, so we'll do that one time to check it out. So we'll do in your own time, a normal breath in, a normal breath out. You can pinch your nose, or you can just pause the breath and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Breathe back in and out through the nose. And then let the breath settle. So give yourself a little bit of time to let the breath settle. And the breath should settle within about 2 breaths. If you're out of breath, leave it a little bit longer, do less steps. We'll go again, so 5 or 10. So we go into sort of like a medium need to take a breath. So normal breath in, normal breath out, no bigger volumes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Calm the breath. Let the breath settle. So this is like interval breath holds. Normal breath in, normal breath out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I speeded that one up a little bit. Let the breath settle. Do 2 more of those in your own time. You know, in between, you're letting the breath settle, then you can go again. So in your own time, a normal breath in, normal breath out. Count to 10. Do your steps. Give yourself that recovery in between. And then go again when you're ready in your own time. One more time. Good. Let the breath settle. If you're comfortable with 10, if 10 felt pretty easy or medium, then let's go for 15. If 10 felt challenging, stick with 10. If you're still on 5, stay on 5. So it's not about the count or the number of reps. It's about the feeling. It's about the awareness. So I want you to think of going to a medium air hunger or a moderate need to take a breath. If you're gasping for breath at the end of that, that's not the purpose of the exercise. The purpose of the exercise is deliberately, intentionally stress the cardiovascular system. Stress is good if it's done intentionally. So we're deliberately stressing the cardiovascular system. So the first part was relaxation, tuning in with how much air you actually need to breathe. Now we're tuning into that stress response. So let's go for 2 to 15. If 10 was really, really easy, try 20. So you choose how many you want to do. We're just doing easy steps at the minute. As we work through the practice during the next few weeks, we'll do different types of functional movement with this. But I just want you to get used to actually pausing the breath for an extended period of time. So in your own time, normal breath in, normal breath out, go to a medium air hunger. And then when you get to medium air hunger, let the breath settle. All of this is in and out through the nose. Don't want anybody opening the mouth. So you're going medium, and then we'll do that one more time. Normal breath in, normal breath out. Go to medium air hunger. In your own time. And then when you've done that, just pop your hands up so I can see that everybody's finished there. Good. So we're going 2 minutes over time if you're all right with that, because I just want to finish off with one other little movement, if you like. Take your feet about shoulder width apart. And we're just going to do a nice big slight stretching and yawning first thing in the morning. So imagine that you're gathering energy from the ground. You're bringing it in to your body. And then you're just going to have a nice, and there's my shoulders cracking. You can tell I warmed up this morning. Stretch, but soft. Now let's get the flow going. So soft, easy, reaching up to the sky, fingers soft, wrists soft. Imagine you're scooping energy from the ground, bringing it into the body, and then opening up, easy. Get a nice sense of soft fluid flow, smooth, rhythmical. The breathing is easy, so just breathe comfortably. Don't have to breathe with any particular movement. What I will ask you to do is just breathe in and out through the nose. Smooth, light, soft, rhythmical movement. Smooth, light, soft, rhythmical breath. 3 more of these in your own time. Bringing that focus, clarity, into the mind, into the body, preparing yourself for whatever today brings. You know you'll be ready, resilient, balanced, and in tune. And then just shake out. A little bit of bounce up and down. Vibrate the body, so just banging the heels gently on the ground, get some vibration going through the body. And we will finish there. Thank you very much for your time. I know we've gone over time. If you've got any questions, then I'll unmute you. So if any people have to rush, then please do feel free to leave. But if not, if you've got any questions, then pop some shout at me. Anybody got any questions?
That was great. Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Same time next week then, if nobody's got any questions. We'll be doing this at 8:30 Tuesday mornings for the whole of May. So please do join in again.
Okay,
Thanks for your time, and email me if you've got any questions. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.